Hey guys, Blaumagier here, and we're back with more Let's Play Dragon Quest 1. Now, one thing I didn't show you in the last video that I probably should have is how to save. There's only one save point in the entire game, and that is by coming back and talking to the king. And he'll also tell you how much experience you need for the next level. Then he'll ask if you want to continue. That's all there is to it. Alrighty, with that out of the way, we're gonna move on to the first dungeon. Now, like I said in the last part, dungeons are dark in this game. That's why we have a torch. Of course, this first dungeon isn't really much of a dungeon. In fact, we're heading over to that town in the northwest that we heard about, and it's just a cave along the way. I wonder what could be in here. Egads, it is dark. Now, if I'm not mistaken, torches never get darker. But there's a spell you can use later on called Radiant, or it might be called something else in this translation. In the Game Boy Color version it's called Radiant. But anyways, it will create light for you, but it will start with a larger radius, and as time goes on it will get smaller and smaller until you have no light anymore. Anyways, this is the first dungeon, and it's not really much of a dungeon because there's no enemies in it. And we're already at the end of it. Joshua reads the tombstone. A message is etched into it. Descendant, my name is Roto. 3 items were necessary to cross to the Island of Evil, which can be seen from Ratatome Castle. I collected these items, crossed to the island, and defeated the evil king. I then entrusted those items to 3 wise men in the kingdom. Their descendants protect those items and await your arrival. When an evil demon rises once again on the island, collect those items and slay the creature. The 3 men await your arrival somewhere in this land. Go forth, my descendant. Wow, that was helpful. Really, all that told us is that there's 3 items, don't know what they are, held by somebody, somewhere, in 3 different locations. Yeah. Roto, you're kind of a jerk. Could have at least given a little bit of a better hint. You know, like what the items are, for example. Jeez. How am I supposed to save the kingdom when all I know is I'm looking for 3 things? Alrighty. Continuing on. We have no other leads to go off of, so we're just going to go check out this town. The town of Garai. Would you like to hear my song, traveler? Sure. Then, ahem. Thank you very much. Actually, I'm training right now, but someday I want to become as talented as Garai. Alright, that was pointless. Welcome to Garai, the town of an ancient minstrel. You came from Ratatome? There was a cave halfway on your way here. That cave is said to be for the worship of the legendary warrior Roto. Well, there you go. There's where you would have gotten your cue to go to that cave. Very long ago, after a lengthy struggle, the minstrel Garai ended his long journey in this land and built this town. Therefore, this place is called the town of Garai. I saw everything! A monster kidnapped the princess of Ratatome and flew her to the east. Is there any brave person who could help the princess? Yes. Oh, there is? Then please tell that person that the princess was taken to the east. You jerk, I'm standing right in front of you. You can tell me yourself. Alright, let's see what we got to buy here. You definitely want to get the Iron Axe. The Iron Axe will last you for a good while. But that should be the first thing that you buy. Personally, I would skip over the chainmail. But I would get the Iron Shield because there's only 3 shields in the game and this is the second best one. So, that means we get to go out and farm. Because we definitely don't have enough money for all that. Welcome to Dragon Quest 1. Nothing else we can do in this town because that door requires a magic key. So yeah, it's time to go out and farm. Now I wouldn't advise going too far south. Just hang around the town. Fight things like this. The ghost. I think he's called Spooky in the Game Boy Color version. They're not too hard. If you got the copper sword, you should be able to take them down in 2 hits. And they'll give you 4 experience and 8 gold each. Then of course there's Drackies in this area. There's a couple other enemies here too. Specifically, I'm looking for a magician type monster, but well, I guess I'll just cut until I run into one. So I guess I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, I rose to level 5. Got some stat increases, and that was it. Alright, cutting again. Alright. Now we got giant scorpions. I decided to move south a little bit since I leveled up to 5 in hopes of getting more gold quicker. Now these guys can be pretty tough since at this point we have no armor except for the dragon scale. But with a copper sword we should be able to take them down about... oh. Well, I guess I have grossly underestimated them. I suppose I want to wait until I get the Iron Axe before I try fighting them. Alright, I'm just gonna cut until I get enough gold for the Iron Axe, or unless I run into a new monster. So, see you in a minute. Alright, I leveled up to 6. Got some stat increases, and that was about it. Alright, cutting again. And we're back. Now I have enough money for the Iron Axe, so I'm going to go ahead and purchase that. And equip it, because it's best to equip things right after you purchase them. Not always, but in this game, yes. We're going to sell our copper sword. And we're going to stay at the inn real quick, just because I'm too lazy to walk back to the castle. And since this is not the NES version of the game, the prices aren't just utterly ridiculous. And now we're going to head south a little bit. Now, normally at this point in the game, you would have no hints on where to go at this point. Except that going south from this town leads to enemies that are ridiculously strong. However, with the Iron Axe, we should be able to handle them and grind on them a little bit. Normally, the only place left to go would be east. But, like I said, we're going to grind a little bit. Not really grind, but still farming for money for that shield. Now, I don't suggest straying far from this bridge right here, because the enemies are a lot stronger right here, and here's our first new one, the Magidracky. Now, this is just like a Draki, except he's got a little bit more hit points. I think he'll take me 2 hits to kill, and he can cast spells. Fireball, yeah. That's the most devastating thing he can do, though. However, he might just attack you for like 2 points of damage. All in all, he's probably the least threatening thing in this area besides monsters we've already seen, like the Ghost. The most threatening thing would be the Scorpions, which I'm hoping to encounter very soon. Well, I guess I'll just cut away until I encounter a new enemy. So, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Huh. Looks like I didn't have to cut at all. The very next encounter. Alright, this is a guy that I thought appeared up near Garai, but I was wrong. It actually appears near the cave of Roto. Anyways, it's just a mage. He's actually a little weaker than the Magidraki, but he can do the same spell. That's really the only thing to worry about. However, if you have the Iron Axe already, he should never be able to get a turn. Alright, I'm going to cut now, unless I run into a scorpion right here. Alright. Alright. This is the giant scorpion. Now with the Iron Axe, you should be able to take him out. However, it'll probably take a couple of attacks, and he can hit pretty hard since we don't have any armor. However, he goes up pretty quick, and he drops a lot of gold for this point in the game. This is where I suggest fighting for the money to be able to buy the shield for. And don't forget that you can heal should your hit points run low. At this point you should have more than enough MP to handle several heals. Alright, I'm just gonna farm for some money so I can afford that shield, and so I'm gonna cut it until I have enough. Alright, see you guys in a bit. Well, I'll see you guys after this level up, that is. Alright, level 7. Got some strength, speed, vitality, a little bit of hit points, and magic points, and we learned sleep. Sleep can be useful, but I'm usually not the kind of person to mess with status effects. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, that's one thing I want to take note of. When your character does a critical hit, it'll say a terrific move, and you'll do like 5 times the amount of damage you normally would. Now, you might think this could be a bad thing if a monster gets a critical hit on you. I'm not entirely sure on this, but I don't think monsters can score critical hits on you. I could be wrong though, and if they can, it's nowhere near 5 times the amount. It would be double at most. But I just want to make a note of that. Anyway, at this point I've got enough money to get that shield, so I will cut away once I have gotten back to town. And we're back. Yes, I would like to buy the Iron Shield, the second best shield in the game. And we're going to stay in the inn. One thing I want to note about the inn here is that this is the only game in the series that does not have the standard you're staying at the inn tune play. Dragon Quest II and onward, all play it. Anyway, we got all the equipment we want here. However, we need 3,000 gold before we go to the next town. And in the next episode, we're going to do a little bit of sequence breaking to get it. However, I'm going to cut this video here. If you like my video, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, tell your friends about it, and I will see you guys later.